In the vast expanse of human history and the depths of the Earth's oceans, few concepts have so captivated the collective imagination as the idea of lost continents. Lemuria, much like its Atlantic counterpart Atlantis, has stirred the souls of dreamers, adventurers, and scholars alike. This mythical land, believed by some to have once bridged modern-day continents, has evolved from a scientific postulation to a cultural phenomenon. Its story weaves together the natural sciences with the threads of mythology and esoteric traditions, creating a tapestry rich with the human quest for understanding and meaning. This video delves into the enigmatic realm of Lemuria, exploring its origins, historical significance, cultural impact, and enduring legacy in the human psyche. Lemuria is often portrayed as a continent-sized landmass that once stretched across the Indian and Pacific Oceans, possibly connecting the now distant lands of India, Madagascar, and Australia. In the most vivid depictions, it was a lush, tropical paradise teeming with life. A veritable Eden that played host to an array of creatures, including the enigmatic lemurs that would become its namesake. The concept of Lemuria arose from the need to explain the curious geographical distribution of these primates and other similar species separated by vast oceans. The continent was imagined as a cradle of biodiversity, where flora and fauna could evolve in splendid isolation. It was also envisaged as an environmental and geological marvel, with landscapes ranging from mist-covered mountains to verdant valleys. In the minds of some, Lemuria was not merely a natural habitat, but also home to an advanced, spiritually enlightened civilization, whose members lived in harmony with their surroundings. The scientific community of the 19th century was abuzz with attempts to unravel the mysteries of the natural world. When biogeographers observed the peculiar dispersal of lemur populations in Madagascar and India, they sought a rational explanation. It was Philip Sclater, an English zoologist who in 1864 proposed the existence of a submerged land bridge, which he termed Lemuria, to rationalize the distribution of these primates and other related species. Sclater's Lemuria was a serious scientific hypothesis, born out of the limitations of contemporary understanding of geology and evolution. It was a time before Alfred Wegener's pioneering theory of continental drift and the later development of plate tectonics, which would eventually provide a comprehensive framework for the movement of the continents and the distribution of species. As a result, the concept of a drowned continent served as a placeholder for the missing pieces of the Earth's evolutionary puzzle. The idea gained traction among various scholars, and for a time Lemuria was considered a potential solution to numerous biological anomalies. Other scientists like Ernst Haeckel expanded on the theory by suggesting that Lemuria might have been the original Eden where all human life began and the cradle of humanity. Lemuria gained attention from occultists such as Helena Blavatsky, who claimed it was the homeland of an ancient mystical race. Blavatsky's works greatly influenced Western esotericism by popularizing the legend of Lemuria and its enchanted denizens. In his book Lost Atlantis, James Bramwell wrote about the Lemurians as a race that was awakened, lived in harmony, affluence, and spiritual perfection, and had extraordinary psychic abilities. Another writer and researcher on Lemuria and Atlantis is Shirley Andrews. She claims that Lemuria was home to an ideal society where people could control energy and coexisted peacefully with everything. Many poets and philosophers have claimed that Lemuria was home to vast civilizations that harmoniously coexisted with the natural world throughout this golden age, replete with crystal technology and powers. Many authors and intellectuals draw parallels between Shambhala, the legendary metropolis, and several of these Lemurian cities. Some believe that Lemuria and Shambhala are both possible locations within the core Earth. It was also believed that several tunnels connected different inside Earth Lemurian cities, and that Lemurian crystal technology thrived within these inner Earth cities. These crystals might have been found near the geomantic configurations and ley lines that linked the Lemurian civilization to portals and stargates on Earth, as well as to other worlds. Despite its initial acceptance, the theory of Lemuria did not withstand the scrutiny of advancing scientific knowledge. With the advent of plate tectonics in the 20th century, the need for a land bridge to explain species distribution became obsolete. The scientific community now understands that the Earth's crust is divided into tectonic plates, which move and reshape the planet's surface over geological timescales. The theory elegantly explains the current positions of continents, the existence of oceanic trenches, and the process of speciation through geographic isolation without necessitating a sunken continent. Modern geology demonstrates that there was never a single landmass spanning the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Biogeographical analysis shows faunal connections between India, Africa, and Madagascar can be accounted for by plate tectonics. Lemuria was based on legitimate biological and geographical issues, but the solutions it proposed lack evidence. Lemuria seems to have originated more from a desire to explain data than hard proof. The idea of Lemuria has been subject to extensive critique, particularly its appropriation by occultists and theosophists in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. These groups reimagined Lemuria not just as a land bridge for species migration, but as a spiritual center and ancestral homeland, often attributing to its inhabitants esoteric knowledge and supernatural abilities. Such interpretations lack empirical evidence and are often regarded as pseudoscientific or purely mythological. Lemuria's transition from a scientific hypothesis to a cultural icon has been seamless. The notion of a lost continent has proven irresistible to the creators of fiction and has been featured in a wide array of media, from novels and films to comic books and video games. In these narratives, Lemuria often plays the role of a mysterious utopia, a repository of ancient wisdom, or a warning of the hubris of civilizations that fall out of balance with nature. The legend of Lemuria has also found a place within New Age beliefs, where it is sometimes associated with themes of spiritual evolution and ascension. In these contemporary mythologies, Lemuria is often portrayed as a society that achieved a high level of consciousness before its eventual demise. The narrative appeals to a common desire for a return to a more enlightened and spiritually connected way of living, and Lemuria becomes a symbol for this lost golden age. According to modern mythos, Mount Shasta in Northern California is purported to be a remnant of ancient Lemuria. After the supposed destruction of the continent, the legend goes that Lemurians moved into a complex system of tunnels and caverns beneath the mountain. These survivors were believed to have safeguarded ancient knowledge and technology from their homeland, waiting for a time when humanity would be ready to receive it. Theosophical teachings, which emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, have contributed significantly to the narrative linking Mount Shasta to Lemuria. Theosophists introduced the idea of ascended masters, spiritual beings who have completed a series of reincarnations and have chosen to remain on Earth to guide the spiritual evolution of mankind. Mount Shasta is often cited as a gathering place for these ascended masters, including those with connections to the lost continent of Lemuria. Lemuria, despite, or perhaps because of, its lack of empirical grounding, endures as a potent symbol of the human yearning for discovery and the mysterious. The legend speaks to our collective desire to connect with a past that is both grander and more profound than our present reality. It also serves as a reminder of the limitations of our knowledge and the potential for science to unravel and reimagine our understanding of the world. As a concept born out of scientific inquiry, Lemuria reminds us of the evolution of scientific thought, and how theories can be supplanted as our methodologies and knowledge improve. As a cultural and spiritual symbol, it reflects our deep-seated need for myths and narratives that transcend the ordinary, offering gateways to realms of mystery and enlightenment. In the end, the story of Lemuria is as much about the continent that never was as it is about the enduring human quest for understanding. It is a tale of how science, mythology, and culture intertwine to create legends that capture our imaginations and fuel our dreams. Lemuria lives on not as a place that can be found on any map, but as a landmark in the vast landscape of human creativity and belief, a continent of the mind, as elusive and enchanting as the shifting seas. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to this channel. This will allow us to make more videos.